Hey folks, I'm Pontikaki on the Casual Gamer's Nest, and today we're playing more Stanley Parable. We're going for the third ending, and hopefully this is what I was thinking about.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I didn't.
This was not the correct way to the employee lounge, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. So he turned left at the first open door and walked back in the right direction.
Okay, let's try this one.
And like that, he was back on track.
I was? Actually... Is it that way? No. Ah! I think he tricked me into going to the wrong way! The way he wants me to go. No!
As Stanley entered the lounge, he was horrified to find not a single person here. He decided he would walk up to see his boss, hoping that he would find an answer there.
Okay then. I still have a choice to make.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't think I did.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, of admitting that he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, was it really worth taking that risk? All because he believed everyone had disappeared? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. Everyone I know simply vanishing out of the blue, there's almost no other explanation for it.
Lunch break?
And a nagging fear began to creep up in his mind. Questions that had been there all along. He just hadn't put his finger on them yet. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Was he just walking around in circles?
Really now?
Where am I, he thought. And the more he found himself unable to answer these questions, the more questions continued to arise, until he came to the issue that had been slowly boiling, until he could ignore it no longer. Why is there a voice in my head, dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Suddenly, every door slammed shut. "No!" Stanley screamed. "I need to get out of here. I need to know that there's something out there. I need to know it's not just all in my head." And he screamed and clutched at his skull as the voice grew harsher and the music in the background rose higher and higher. And then, moments before collapsing to the ground, Stanley clenched his fists and screamed to anyone who might be listening, "I'm not real! I'm not real! Don't believe any of it! None of it's real!" And then everything went black.
Yeah. Oh, what did you stop the music for?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Hi, Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She got dressed, went to work, clocked in, clocked out, and then she walked home. But her walk on this day was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Moments after seeing him, she would turn, run to the nearest police station, and call for an ambulance. But for just a few brief seconds, she merely stood there, unable to move. The tragedy was not the death of a single person. It was that she would never know this man's story, never hear in his own words what had happened to him, or what he believed had happened to him. For to know these things would be to exist inside the head of the man himself. So all she could do was observe from a distance and pity him.
And got goosebumps.
But Mariella had places to be, and people to meet with, very important people, whose impressions of her would affect her career and indeed the rest of her life. She stood there for only a moment, looking down at the body, and then she ran.
Do you like what you see, girl? I'm all yours. Ah, seems like I killed myself. Awesome ending, thank you very much. Thank you, Kevin. Okay. This was the third ending of Stanley Parable. Pretty brief, but yeah, he got to the chase. He killed me. Not quite killed me. He implied that I just ended my life with a horrible way. Anyways, we're gonna carry on this video and make another ending if we can find one. Let's do this again, shall we? Back to the doors!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I don't think so.
This was not the correct way to the employee lounge, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. So he turned left at the first open door and walked back in the right direction.
No, I did not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Maybe this is why everyone had left. No one wanted to be around someone as bad at listening as him. And since he was walking into the middle of nowhere and thus ruining the entire story, Stanley decided that he would punish himself. So when he came to the elevator and the doors opened, he stepped inside and pushed the button to go up.
Okay, let's go up this time. We tried down. How about going up? Kevin? Kevin. He punished me. He went silent. Oh my god. Where am I? Kevin? What is this place? What is that? Oh, I cannot move myself.
It almost perplexed Stanley that he had actually gone and stepped into this metal trap. After all, it should have been no surprise that this thing would lead him to his death. But he thought to himself, this is simply the price to pay for ruining a perfectly good story. So he resigned and willingly accepted his fate, the inevitable end toward which he had spent so long stumbling. Farewell, Stanley.
No.
Farewell,
Saved.
Stanley, cried the narrator as he sent his subject down the conveyor belt and into the enormous metal jaws.
Who are you?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ugh. No. You won't kill me. Wait. What's that over there? Oh. I fell.
It's a shame, then, that for all his work, it was such a meaningless victory for the narrator. Did he really think he would accomplish anything by murdering this disposable vessel?
Oh, I want to play chess. Okay, stop. Can I use this? No. Too bad.
Every possible choice Stanley could make had been designed for him long before he ever set foot here. The narrator wanted to kill him. Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start.
Don't hit me, huge machine of death! Ugh. I'm out! Yay! Oh.
There's no salvation for either of these two, I'm afraid. The narrator had as little power over Stanley as Stanley did over the paths that he walked. But listen to me. This story is not over. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now, and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
I prefer meatball, sorry, lady. Ah, so I guess this is the end, huh? I was squeezed by two huge metallic plates. Fascinating. Truly fascinating. Okay. Black screen of death. Do your move. I guess that was the fourth ending? Did we do 3 already? I think fourth or fifth. Okay, yeah, I lost track. Never mind. I'll let you know which one is which. Anyway, that was all for today, folks. Thanks for watching the Stanley Parable ending guide. I don't quite think I could get all of them because I already forgot which is which and whatnot. I'll keep trying, so I'll bring more to you soon. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned with my black screen of death. Yeah.